Recording again, recording. Record. Hold on, I got you right now. Good. Yeah, I feel you. No, I mean, these people they try to stop me from recording. Like I was saying before, I was rudely turned off. Hold on, we gonna make shit right. When you start telling the truth, they gotta shut down your system. Lights off, they try to shut it down, feel me? But like I was saying previously, that I used to be recording, as you can see, famously known, famously known, film all by myself, Unfortunately, I got re-record and sing that song again, but that's my slogan for this part, for this location. I always have a slogan for a specific spot where I'm at. Feel me? You gotta treat everywhere like a business, and my business, and this is my work place right here, and this is what I'm working on right here. So, long story long, I used to be in the Sonar, and the Sonar was just a place where it was a place built for people who smoke. So, with that being said, I decided to go in that place and record my recordings, but they were so jealous of me that they used to have people sit in my Sonar, sit in the place before I can get there. In the morning, before I get there, there's somebody sitting there. Or in the afternoon, like right now, they put somebody there. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll leave it for y'all. Y'all want it? I can have it. You know what I mean? That was the whole mindset. I'm like, you know what? You want to have it? You can have it. I'm like, I bet you that they're going to want to take that place right now because, you know, there's some attention-seeking hoes. Ho. You feel me? Ho. Bitch. Ho. But that's what they are. So I left it for them and I decided to come on this place now. Feel me? Even in this place now, they don't want me to go back over there. Now, every time I come outside and I take a look towards the Sonar, nobody's there anymore. I'm talking about not a thing. Like, they begging for me to come over there. Like, they trying everything. Advertisement, everything. They're trying so hard. That's not even the topic of the day. They got me wasting my time talking about this. But now that I'm here, they didn't think I'll sit on this side. I like to sit here. You feel me? I'm not too bougie to the point where I can't sit with the plants. You know, I'm gonna show you the dirt and everything else. You know, I want dirt. You know what I mean? As you can see, man. Hold up. Feel me? This is just my work shirt and everything else. So I'm out here with the dirt and the pavement. Feel me? I'm humble. Feel me? I'm just sitting out here just chilling while the same car keep driving around in circles. There's enough parking out here for at least 100 cars to park. But this one car can't find a parking spot. It must be special. Anyway, look, man. So now they mad because I'm sitting on this side of the road. Feel me? I'm sitting here, not being bothered. The only thing that is a company is the bees that's out here. They trying to disturb my peace because now they mad. It's not about. They just want me agitated. Feel me? They need to own the moment. This is that form of entitlement that I was telling you people about. Feel me? They want to feel entitled. But once they feel entitled of something, and I was like, well, I don't need it. You can have it. Bomb. And I moved on from it. They don't like that. It has to be something worthy of them to be entitled to that is attached to me. Since I don't see that place as what it needs to be, they don't want to know more themselves. Hold on, let's see. All right, pass by. You feel me? That's what I be talking about with these people, man. Like, they'll take something from you that they don't need. It's the fact that you are attached to it, or it's something that you showing passionate about. It's something that they feel like it's important to you, or it's cherishable to you. Then they want to take it. Feel me? Oh, what did you play now? Sad, it's making all that noise. We can't see you though. You feel me? But it is what it is, man. Anyway, like I was saying, today is May 13, Thursday, 2021, another day. I got 15 minutes with you guys. You know what I mean? People be doing a lot. They're trying to intimidate me. They be trying to intimidate me, but I can't see it happening. You feel me? I don't care how bad a person act. You ain't that bad enough to be in that out of your mind. You not that crazy, nigga. I don't care if you got a gun in that car. They be trying all kinds of things. I'm not moved. I'm just not moved about it at all. I'm like, niggas is boring. They just act tough. Feel me? Niggas be acting tough. They be doing the same shit since New York all the way here. I already know. I'll be like, niggas be acting tough, man. Anybody that tries that hard, it's like, nigga, please. Nobody's living to die. It's just part of it. You feel me? Death happened to be part of life itself. I guess it's an inseparable. I don't believe in death, but it just happened to be part of life itself. But you niggas ain't living that hard to die. Like, come on, man, stop it. You ain't that hard. Feel me? The lifestyle that you choosing to live, that tough guy, mean face, like I'm tough, I'm a bully, I'm this, that, and the third. No, you're not living to die, my nigga. Stop playing. You love your life. Cause if you didn't love your life, you wouldn't be trying to work to make something out of it. Cause if you was really living to die, you just be using drugs to, you know what I mean? Even people who use drugs want to get high. They live it for some form of excitement. You feel me? So all that tough guy shit, stop it. Y'all niggas is just fools. Feel me? Stop it. Anyway, let me check my time again. Yeah, I barely got 15 minutes. So the topic of the day, I was watching Jordan Peterson, of course. I've watched a few programs. I was watching Jordan Peterson. I'm like, man, let me just get into the topic of, they was talking about the divided brain. I didn't finish watching it, of course. There's a lot that I have to learn about the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of the brain. The brain is naturally separated, and you can see the distinction between the two when the brain is being operated. You feel me? And it's like nothing happened by chance. It's obvious that it was separated for a reason. It seems like there was two different parts, and they both grew separately, and they just happened to attach to each other. You feel me? So I just felt like that was very, very interesting, and I still have more to learn when it comes to that topic itself. But I wanted to talk about, of course, the brain and the mind is different. There's a big difference between the brain and the mind. The brain is something that you can touch. The mind is something that you cannot touch at all. You feel me? We don't even know where is your mind? You feel me? Where is it? It's not in your brain. No, I don't think so. It's not in your hands, but the mind exists. You feel me? So where is the mind itself? That's the question of the day. You feel me? But I want to talk about the brain. Our brain is wired by stories. You feel me? The stories that we tell ourselves help our brain mature a little more. It's more like muscles. When it comes to your muscles, you lift weights or you do cardio and you build up your muscles. Were stories, and you reading stories, and the things that you take and information that you take and everything, that's what builds up your brain itself. Literally builds up your brain and have your brain function at its highest capacity. That's why they always tell you reading is fundamental. You feel me? It's a fundamental part of your brain to basically for your brain to mature, or for your brain is the biggest muscles in your brain, because it uses I'm lying. It uses about 30% of the muscles in your body to function. So when you see people if you constantly draining yourself, if you think too much, you drain yourself. It feels like you physically lost some kind of power, because your brain is constantly using it uses the function of your body to operate. But what I want to talk about is the story that we tell ourselves, which is the exercise for your brain to function. It basically makes your mind stronger. Your mind cannot tell the difference between a fiction and a fact, and that's a fact on its own. Feel me? This is not my greatest. This is not my strongest part when it comes to this topic, but I know a little bit of it, so I can share with y'all. You see, your mind, your I say your mind, your brain. I still can separate the two sometimes. They've been tricking us. It's hard. You see, just the stories that we tell ourselves, our brain cannot differentiate which one is real and which one is not. If I'm reading a fiction book, right, or if I'm watching a movie like the Titanic, basically it's the same thing as me reading or me watching it on TV. It's still the same kind of story. You feel me? It's just a little more technology has really pushed it to another level. Instead of us reading it and forming the pictures in our head, the picture has already been formed to us and been put on the screen. So let's just say I'm watching Titanic and everything else like that. My brain cannot tell the difference between the Titanic and it can't tell it whether it's reality or it's just something that's going on TV, which is fiction. Although Titanic was based on a real story, I can't separate myself from what I'm watching. So I can be emotionally attached to what I'm watching, and my emotions will react the same way as if it was real. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's why some people can read a book and feel very passionate about what they read. I already went through this topic already. They can read a book and feel very passionate about what they're reading because your mind sees everything as it is. Like, your mind doesn't separate the animals that you see from yourself. It sees itself as that. That's why I was saying that. That's what Jordan Peterson was speaking on that topic a little bit. So I feel like let me talk on that part first. Let me share my thoughts first before I take on his thoughts and see how my shit different from his. Because sometimes you should always see it from your perspective before you take on somebody else's perspective. And if I deem his perspective to be a little more educated than mine, then I will adapt his perspective and I say I'm wrong. You feel me? That's growth in itself. But sometimes we tend not to think about things truly. You feel me? On our own. We turn not to think about it truly on our own, and we listen to other people, and guess what? They tell us how to think. Basically, that's why I see the flawed in school and colleges and everything else like that, because we go to these institutions and we don't do the work ourselves. We allow these people to think for us. Then from there, we only build on the perspective of what somebody has already taught us. We don't look at it from our point of view. You see, when I got into the whole narcissistic then I was already speaking a language of my own and understanding what was going on. So when I started studying narcissists, everything just fell into place because I already had it develop in my mind, of course. I already had it develop in my mind. It has already sat in my soul already. So I knew the language. I already formed a language of it before I got in contact with what the narcissist, quote unquote, was really about. That's a narcissist. Let me stop. He could be. I don't know. You feel me? But that's why I always believe that you should allow yourself. I got 5 minutes. Let me start walking. That's why I always believe that you should allow yourself. How many more minutes? All right, good. 20 minutes I've been out here. That's why I always believe that you should allow yourself for things to sit in your mind first. Once it sit in your mind, it's like a food that you place on the stove itself. It cooks. You feel me? You can't rush the cooking. You have to allow it to cook. You can't put it at the highest level of fire and rush the cooking. It's going to burn. When you put it at the right pace, you feel me? Just like the earth is at the right position between the sun and the earth and the other planets. When you're too close to the sun, guess what happens? It burns you like Venus. So at the right pace, you feel me? Patience. Once you have the information in you, right? You have to allow it to slowly cook, to slowly manifest, and the answer will naturally come to you. Then when you have a clearer understanding from your perspective, then you go out there and look for other people's information, and if their perspective is much higher than what you have thought of on your own, then you get to adapt something that they've already thought of or something. Most of the ideas that we think about has already been in play already. You feel me? But it's very important that you think of it from your point of view first. Understand it from your understanding. You feel me? Anyway, back to the story at hand. Stories builds up the muscles in your brain. It helps it create tunnels and pathways in your brain. Electrical imports. You feel me? Because of the stories that our ancestors told us earlier in their days, it helped the brain function at another level. So the stories that we tell ourselves, the things that we allow ourselves to see, the stories, the places, the things, scenarios, screens, everything, scriptures, you feel me? Everything that we take in creates pathways in our brains and help develop the way we want our perspective to be. So you have to be there. Once again, this is my story. I'm telling you, you have to be very, very careful. Stalker. Yeah. You have to be very, very careful of what you allow yourself to, what you allow yourself to read, what you allow yourself to see, especially too much pornography is not good for you. You feel me? What you allow yourself, that you allow yourself, your surroundings. You feel me? The things that you allow yourself to see, it will change your DNA. It will change your perspective of how you see the world itself. You feel me? If you can't separate what you learn in school, because people just go to the professor and the professor thinks for them and they think it's their ideas and they think they learned it. They're like, I thought of this. No, you didn't. That the seed was already planted into you. So everything grows from the seed itself. We ain't never see a tree that said, well, I grew out of the ground on my own. There was no seed involved. No, there's always a seed involved. There's always a starting point. You feel me? There's always a zero, then a one. You feel me? One never said, I came here on my own. I'm just the one. No. Or two can never say, I'm number two. Like, no, a split. There gotta be a split from it. You have to transition to another place. You feel me? So you have to be very careful what you allow. Your surroundings, everything that surrounds you plays a big part on who you are. It's like the weather itself. Like I said, it's my last point. The weather changes the way you see your environment. Right now it's sunny, the trees is beautiful, and everything else like that. If the weather changed right now, it was snowing, this place wouldn't look as beautiful as it is right now. Maybe for some other people, but the change of it wouldn't look good to me. But for somebody else, it might look good to them. But what remains the same is that the settings have been changed. You feel me? It will not look the same anymore. So the weather changes how you see things. So your environment plays a big part on how you see things. You feel me? It changes who you are as a person. So you gotta be careful what you allow around you. You have to own to that. You be like, yo, I will not allow disrespect to be in front of me, or from disrespect to be played in my perspective, because my perspective is so strong. Your perspective is the sun itself. Your perspective allow your fruit to flourish. You can tell them by the fruit that they bear. You feel me? That's how you tell how you can bear. So your perspective is sun itself. That's why they call it enlightenment. You feel me? I gotta go, unfortunately. I'll continue. This is a continuation.